Hi there, this is Christine Collins from Transform Create, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how hypnotherapy works. A lot of people have at least heard of hypnotherapy, may or may not have tried it, but don't always necessarily really know kind of the ins and outs of how it works and why it works. So with hypnotherapy, there is a very specific process that happens that really distinguishes it from other types of treatment and even like meditation, which can also be very beneficial. But a certified hypnotherapist has designed your hypnotherapy session to happen in a particular way, in a certain order, and with very specific language. So the first piece is moving into what's called the alpha brainwave state. And what this is a state that we slip into just before we kind of drift off to sleep. So as you know, your brain moves into different states, different levels of awareness and consciousness throughout the day, depending on whether you're wide awake or sound asleep. So that alpha brainwave state is the state that we're going into just as we're drifting off to sleep. And when we are in the alpha brainwave state, we are highly suggestible. And what that means is that things that are said to us in that state of being really kind of take root and often can kind of slip into our subconscious very easily and help to inform our belief system. So we capitalize on that alpha brainwave state to very rapidly help you to transform beliefs. And a lot of times when we're trying to make a change, whatever that change is, whether you're trying to release weight or you want to manifest money or you want to be more successful with something, oftentimes it is our belief about the situation that's actually holding us back. And we're not always fully aware of that in a conscious way. There's all these little beliefs that we carry from childhood through adolescence and into adulthood that can have some hindering qualities. So we shift into this alpha brainwave state with your certified hypnotherapist. And at that point, we implant hypnotic suggestions. Hypnotic suggestions are statements that are in alignment with your goal, whatever it is that you've discussed with your hypnotherapist, or if you're listening to a track, it's designed around a specific topic. And the hypnotic suggestions are written very carefully using language that's powerful in particular ways. There's actually a very complicated series of steps that a hypnotherapist goes through when they're writing a script for hypnotherapy. They're not just kind of making up statements willy-nilly and saying, you will lose weight. It's actually much, much more detailed and specific than that. And the statements are designed to be able to kind of take hold at that deep level because language is extremely powerful. And our words that we choose have creative power. So your hypnotherapist will know exactly the right language to select to support your goal, whatever it may be. And then it's also very important, with the hypnotherapy process that you go through the entire hypnotherapy experience to the point that's called the count out at the end, where your hypnotherapy kind of calls you back into full consciousness and awareness. You don't want to just kind of stop in the middle of it. It's very important that you go through that count out because there are, some instances where somebody is still kind of walking around in that sort of zoned out state. It's really important that you do that count out. And also, just as a safety precaution, if you ever are listening to a pre-recorded hypnotherapy track or doing hypnotherapy, you make sure that you don't do it while you're driving ever, or something that requires a lot of alertness, because it will, if you're listening to it and you're allowing it to kind of take hold, it will pull you into that alpha brainwave state where you're not alert. So that kind of gives you an overview of how the hypnotherapy works. It's an incredibly powerful experience. I've experienced it myself, both as a practitioner, of course, but as also as a client. And it's amazing to me how powerful our subconscious minds are and how receptive that part of ourselves can be when we are in that kind of zoned out alpha brainwave state. It's incredible the changes that can happen, and they can happen very quickly. So I hope you found this to be informative and helpful, and I hope you have an absolutely beautiful rest of your day.